We don't know if this is safe yet.
I'm robbing your house.
Misfire. Reminds me of the Unforgiven.
Bouncing off.
Ours, yeah.
No problem.
He said you can put one through the engine block too.
But as you can see, you know, we shot several different bullets here at this, several different caliber of guns. And of course you can get a picture here of all the holes and all the pounding that it just took. And of course we can come around back and look, and you know, those bullets are probably lodged in there at just a couple of inches. We have actually received an R13 on our resistance test. We're actually pretty ideal to construct wherever they have a lot of tornado prone zones like Kansas that just got wiped out. A lot of hurricanes where there's flying debris. We're an ideal building material for that as well. Just tremendous amount of flexure strength, which actually allows that wall to give a little bit, whereas concrete is more of a brittle type material.
What about the weight?
The weight, we're about a third of the weight. Yeah, we're about a third of the weight of standard concrete, but yet we still possess those types of strengths. You know, here I am, if this would have been concrete, you know, I wouldn't be able to move this wall, but you know, like I said, we're about a third of the weight of standard concrete.
That'd be good material for things like earthquakes?
Exactly. Any of your seismic zones where you've got a lot of earth movement, any of your tornado-prone zones, hurricanes, this is an ideal building material for those types of areas. It has an amazing ability to absorb impacts, you know, not just these different caliber of guns that we fired here, but I want to walk y'all and show y'all another section of wall here where we've actually gone through the debris impact test up at Texas Tech University there through their FEMA testing, which actually writes all the protocols for what's considered a safety shelter. And at 220 miles per hour, our walls actually stopped 15-pound missiles. You know, they would go in probably 2 inches in there is all that would happen. And just like these bullets here, you know, if we were to come in here and strip this wall down, you would notice all of that bullets, all of that metal was within probably the first inch or two of our walls. And that's.
What weapons do they use at Texas Tech?
They actually have a cannon that they fired there. And like I said, they can turn the knob up to get whatever strength. It's an air-powered cannon that they fire. Really, that was a fun day.
So would this kind of material have applications for the military, for instance, based on the fact that it can resist bullets? And
Absolutely, we see this being ideal, and we are actually getting into some neat applications where we're doing some specialty coatings for the military, and I mean, the fact that it stops bullets, that's a very good, nice peace of mind to have, literally, that, you know, to know that your structure is going to literally stop bullets. You know, a lot of people hear the word paper and they kind of wonder as far as the strength, and of course I think some of our bullets and some of those tests that we just did, some of our ballistic testing, reiterates and shows how strong our material really is. But I wanted to show you the exact wall that went through our debris impact test at Texas Tech, where they literally fired a 15-pound 2x4 missile at our walls at 220 miles per hour. And literally it went in about an inch and a half or so and stopped. And most wall samples only get to go through a single test, and of course they just pounded our walls and still could not hurt it. So just because of the word paper in there, don't let it fool you. It's got amazing strength. Another characteristic of our blocks that's pretty impressive is the fact that it will not burn. A lot of building materials out there, of course, all your standard stick frame construction, all your steel, all that stuff has the ability to burn. We have a real hard time even getting ours to even smoke. And the best way to do that, I think, is just to turn on a cutting torch here. And of course, I'll cut through a piece of steel, catch a 2x4 on fire, and then hold it up to our material, and it will do nothing. So I want to definitely displace some of that. Get a little fuel going here. And of course, going right through steel. Goes right through steel. Of course, your wood, obviously it's going to catch directly on fire instantly. Stay on fire. And of course, with our blocks, does absolutely nothing. Cannot burn our material.
That was awesome.
This is a pretty good example of one of our walls that kind of shows how it all goes together. Obviously, you have the individual brick units here, but the neat thing about our wall system is the fact that all of the materials are all the same, meaning that all of your, what we call our mortars and our scratch coats are all out of the same material as the block. So it's drying as a monolithic unit. Everything is contracting and expanding at the same rates, and it really makes for a neat, tight building envelope. Wanted to kind of point out more for the contractors, architects, engineers, the way we put and cut our trenches down through the blocks for all of your electrical and all of your plumbing. Works really well, and because all of the mortars and the plasters are out of the same material that the blocks are, you would just then come back in and cut that, or cover that simple trench that you cut there and float it out with your scratch coat. Very easy to work with. A lot of the guys really enjoy working with this material once they get their hands on it. Neat way also that we're attaching some of our top plates to our construction, to our walls, is to run something like this simple anchor bolt down through our walls, and basically you build your walls up to the height that you want, your finished wall height, and when you get to within 3 courses from the top, you would insert this type of anchor system, and from that point you would put your top plate in, and everything from there would be a conventional situation as far as all of your roof system. Real similar.
Can you talk a little bit about water and how water affects the product?
I sure can. We actually put an additive into our blocks for the moisture issues, and it's just like any other standard masonry unit. You know, it will take on a little bit of moisture and then of course dry right back out without jeopardizing any of the integrity of the block or any of its performance. The main thing is that you do want to put a proper exterior coating onto your wall system. Anything elastomeric, any of the elastomeric coatings, latex paints work great. And that's the main thing. And of course, if you're wanting to get more of the raw, natural look of the material itself, you know, any of your standard masonry sealers work well from keeping any moisture from ever penetrating our wall systems. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of make mention, you know, you want to make sure that you get your building envelope, your exterior walls out of our material. But for example, this being a smaller space here, everything ties in as far as doing some conventional walls up against our material. And that way you don't, you know, being a smaller space, we don't want to necessarily lose 10 inches of floor space, or if you turn the blocks the other direction, 14 inches of floor space. Maybe make it more of an accent wall.